Hi, I'm Matt from eSpares. In this video, I'll show you how to change a terminal block on an electric cooker. The power supply to an electric cooker comes at the rear of the machine via the terminal block. New cookers are not supplied with mains cables, so the previous cable used on your old cooker will be used to connect it to the electrics. However, if it's not connected properly, as in these screws are not tightened correctly during installation, it can result in excess heat damaging the terminal block. Now, safety first, always disconnect an appliance before carrying out any work. So here we have the terminal block. I've just removed the cover so you can see the wiring inside. Here we can see some damage to the terminal block, which has actually been created by this neutral wire, the blue wire, not being connected properly to the terminal block itself. We can also see scorching on the blue wire as well. What I'm going to do is just disconnect these three wires. No need to take a photo as they're all marked live, neutral and earth. And I can just disconnect those by unscrewing the screws that hold them in place. With all the wires disconnected, just release the cable clamp at the bottom. And then to remove the terminal block from the cooker, I can undo these two screws and push down on the two clamps at the top and then unhinge it away from the cooker itself. With the terminal block released from the cooker, here we can see the wiring that connects to the terminal block itself. Normally we would advise to take a photograph of the wiring so that you can remember exactly the positioning of the wiring itself, but over time all these wires have virtually all turned brown. So what I'm going to do instead is just bring the new terminal block up to the old one and reconnect the wires in place very carefully. It's worth mentioning that these connectors, these electrical connectors, should be very tightly connected. So use a pair of pliers to strengthen and close the clamps if they're a bit loose. With all the electrical connections placed into the new terminal block, I can now reattach it to the cooker. First putting the bottom in and then hinging it up inside, making sure the clips activate against the back panel of the cooker. I can then screw it into place. All that remains is to reconnect the mains cable. Because of the damage to the neutral wire, I'm just going to strip the wire down to here, cut it off down here, and then re-strip it so that I've got a fresh connection going into the terminal block. So just grab a pair of pliers with a wire cutting section, chop the end off. Then what I can do is use a box cutter or a knife to strip round the rubber edging to reveal a fresh connection. Now that I've scored all the way around the rubber insulation down to the copper top tip, just grab a pair of pliers and twist the rubber, which should break it off around where you scored, and then you can lever the rubber off. And there we have a nice fresh connection. If these wires aren't swirled together, again use a pair of pliers and simply twist them into a nice shape. Because of the difference in length, I'm now going to do exactly the same with this brown wire. Now that we have nice new connections on the live and neutral, I can attach these to the terminal block, making sure that these two connection screws are loose. So put these two in first, like so. I can attach those, re-screw them, and then I can put the earth in at the end. Once the live and the neutral are in place, double check the screws. These connections need to be extremely tight so that we don't have another burnt out terminal block on our hands. Once you're happy, bend the wire into place and then you can fit the earth wire. With the earth wire firmly in place, you can manipulate the wires so they fit in the box, reconnect the cable clamp and close the terminal block case. So there we have it, one new terminal block fitted to this electric cooker. Spares and accessories for all the appliances around your home can be found on the eSpares website. Thanks for watching.